And welcome to our Hiku Community Board meeting today here in Te Ahu. I'd like to call on board member Delphi to do an opening prayer here.
Thanks, down. Awesome. E tia tua homai ki ana tau tō rangi Māori e, tō aroha, tō kaha, tō maramatanga, mō tēnei rā. God, give us your peace, your understanding, your wisdom to make great choices for our community. Amen. Amen. Amen.
I would think there's no apologies. Is there any conflicts of interest? No. No. There's no one in public forum. So we have a deputation or a speaker today speaking to the board application. So we have Jen Gay. Welcome to the table, Jen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Jen Gay.
Bring your stuff up here.
Yeah, I'm Jen Gay and I'm going to put the kaiwhara and mosaic back together. So, Broadwood team, lovely community, really supportive people. It's a really hard job. Like, I don't know if you've seen the pictures.
Yes.
What it actually looks like now.
Yeah, we've got.
Yeah. It's going to be hard. This is going to be my last job. Actually, it's like a bank robbery. I'm never going to do this again. This is definitely going to be my last thing. I'm 62. I've been battling cats for the last 3 years. So, yeah, it's okay. You know, death came to visit and I wasn't home. So, but I wouldn't be doing this unless the community of Broadwood is actually behind me. It was Gay Seminole that actually came to me and said, we would love your mosaic in our sitting area. So I said, I'll try and organise it. So they're lovely people and they have lots of machinery. There's a group of people there that are concrete workers, so I can tap into them. It's a difficult project. You can see it's mosaicing a mosaic back together. It has to be fit for purpose. It has to be a good public space. It's got to be low maintenance, but spectacular. So I'm good at that. Throw into gold. You know, that's what I do. So that's what I'm going to do. So I just need the money and start in September and then I'm off to Italy.
Wow.
Yes. So any questions? Yeah.
Have a seat, Jen. Have a seat. Thank you. Thank you so much. Where?
You could pass them up.
Where?
So it's a seating area.
Yes.
It's a little lay-by rest area.
Past the showground.
Opposite.
Opposite showground.
It's a shitty little area. It really doesn't say anything. So if you drive through Broadwood, you just want to keep going. There's really nothing there to stop you. There's a toilet, but it needs something fantastic, and this is it. When people are driving through that road all the time, when you had to, tourists just, they maybe park up there, but yeah, this is going to make a difference. This will make Broadwood something a little bit more special. The design is basically what I can do with rubble, so it is difficult. A lot of it is still stuck onto the wall. So if you can imagine, it's sections of concrete block wall still stuck together, the mosaic still stuck on it. So it's all going to have to come off, reconstructed. I'm going to make 4 planter boxes. It's 3 separate sitting areas, 4 planter boxes, planter box in each corner. The local gardening group are going to take care of them and garden them. Ballerina will walk back into the next one. Seats and tables made by the local school. So I'll get the school's really keen, so I'll get the whole school involved. They're going to make new tables that will fit the existing mosaic. The seating area is quite interesting because there's 3 separate areas, not connected together, the seating areas. There's concrete pads there, which I need to work on. The only reason people sit there is to drink. So that's a bit of a problem.
Alcohol.
One table. Yeah, one table. People come on a party after work. Having 3 separate sitting areas is actually a funny ploy, but it works because people don't like to drink in separate places. You have a party, you have 3 separate groups, it just irritates people. Yeah, so having 3 separate spaces is good. Just enough room for 2 kids and 2 adults.
Will you do one on each space, Jen, or just one? Oh, really?
No, 3 whole things. Yeah. It could be connected together with a footpath. That's a later date. It's going to be difficult as it is. But I don't want to add
You
any more.
could do that, couldn't they?
Well, they could, yeah. So I don't think about it. So any questions?
Have they got a community group out of there that are willing to take up the? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
There's a local gardening club.
Yeah.
Gay Seminoff is the head of it. Super keen. All these people want a mosaic. She has actually been passing around a petition. So she's got about 120 signatures of support.
Cool.
You know, people who want to take part. So that's a lot for a small place like Ford. And you know, I believe they're keen. They've got tractors. They've got all the things I need. But we also have this little specialised group of concrete workers, which is they're as good as Stonecraft. I can get it for half the price. So that's going to be the capture. Because I'm 62. I look at the concrete mix now and I just look at the sky and hope it's going to rain. So so these guys are going to pull it off. So, and I'm basically the overseer. That's what I do. I'm going to make sure I can coordinate everything together, get the school kids involved, make sure everybody believes it's going to be a great thing. It will be.
Yeah.
Okay, so all I need is the money.
So just from my perspective, you realise that this reserve that you're going to do this doesn't belong in this area.
No, that's right.
Yeah, I just wondered whether you do that.
Yes. It would be great for it to go back into Kaitai, but it's 2 years and it hasn't happened. So this seems to be the best option. It's sort of out of the way, but it's protected. I really don't want it to be wrecked again. I think it's a safe place.
So you're going to ensure that all the mosaic tiles, etc., are going to be moved from Stonecraft.
Yes. All has to go on truck. Mike's it's taken over.
He's done a quote.
Oh, really? He's done a quote? Yeah. It's taken over a big part of his yard. He didn't expect it to be there for 2 years. So, yeah.
Jen, have you applied for funding through Hokianga?
I will.
Oh, yeah.
That's later on in the week. And I've got a little bit of Creative Communities money. That's basically going to make the tables for the children, with me going to the school once a week. So they only gave me half the money. So
the whole project will cost 14,564.
roughly. Hard to say. It's one of those curveballs. It's dealing with materials that are already used, and so it's not like a new construction. You just can't really tell. It has to look good. So it costs as much as it costs, but if whatever you give me, I will make that work. And if we don't have enough, we'll just get more money for the community.
And you've had these sign off from council by the looks of things.
10 different consents. Amazing. 4 months of getting consents.
But they're not going to have. I don't think it's going to go on the asset.
No. I've got a license to occupy.
So the community will have to look after it.
Yes,
and have a community plan, a maintenance plan.
These women love gardening.
Yeah.
There's actually a group of women who wanted to apply to every town. They've already started planting fruit trees on the field with that. Don't know if people noticed that. But they're dying to have the opportunity to make little gardens.
As long as they are aware in 20 to 30 years' time, that when it's starting to look a wee bit, the people that are involved now won't be involved then, that they pass on this information for the asset or for that area to be tidy and clean and looked after.
Well, all I can do is involve the children. So if the kids make the table, they're going to look after it. The Kaitaia mosaic there, it was there for 30 years and it was never vandalised because people made it. People loved it. It was part of them. So I just imagine the same thing's going to happen here.
It's great to include this board.
Well, thank you so much. We'll provide further on in the meeting. Any further questions?
No.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you, Jen.
Good.
Well done. Yep. Well done.
Someone's got to do it.
Just really like to thank you for following up on this. And if you've got a few little blocks, I could make something at my section. The only thing I wanted to ask was, are we going to have new mosaics coming in with it too? You know, like
Definitely.
Oh, that's good. That's what I
Yes,
want to know.
because you can see the way it's been taken off the wall, it is broken.
There's gaps, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so we're just going to have to, make it up as we go along. But that's the opportunity for the locals to add their bit.
Yes, that'd be nice.
Yeah, no, I'm embracing myself for the project. It's going to be hard, but I know I can do it. I just have to talk myself into it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay.
Great work.
We'll have a motion on that.
Yeah.
We have an unveiling. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. So we're moving on. So we'll go to item 6.1, which is confirmation of the previous mayor. Go ahead and move it, please.
Darren.
Second on.
I'll second.
Thank you. Seems to be good or anything to be changed. I think it's the reason. So the land drainage bylaw was passed and it's been adopted.
Yay. Yeah.
Any discussion? All in favour?
Aye.
Okay. So we're on to 7.1, which is project funding reports. We have them from Ahikara, Takiwara, Kaitaia Nights Chess Club and Tikai Tokerau Haka Festival. I'll move it. Do I have a second, please?
Will.
Good. Any discussion on any of these items? We're helping the community. Anyone in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Good. So the funding implications.
No.
7.2. So we'll just do each one. The first one is the Building Mosaic Project, the 6,312.
I think we've got a responsibility to support this, even though it's not in our zone.
Yeah.
Just because of the town square and what everything,
Yeah.
how do we want to?
I agree with John there too.
At what level? And I like what they've planned and all their hard work. It's going to be good. So I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion on it?
Oh, just in terms of the project being in Broadwood, I think that the Kaitaia community would really love to see a piece of Kaitaia, going out there into their little community. So although it's going to be in Broadwood, I'm sure that some people will say, I'm going to go stop it and see the mosaic. So who's in Broadwood now?
It's right on the roadside, which I think is great. People will see it a lot.
Yes.
And I think it would be a really sign of goodwill. I know that they haven't applied for they're going to apply for some through there. But I feel like it's not really their responsibility to fund the bigger part of this when I kind of feel like we are responsible. I'm happy to support the 6.312.
When it was first tabled, it was a contentious issue, and it got quite heated. So, as far as I can see, it's the best outcome we could get, and people still enjoying it, contributing to it, like you said, too. Even better. Take ownership, make it their own.
We did make a point of saying that we would
We
help.
help. Yeah.
And it's it's so good that we're putting it to bed in this new.
Yeah.
So,
And for all the right reasons.
Yep.
So, yes, Catherine.
Through the chair, I was just going to say she has split this between Kaikoui Hokianga and Te Hiku community boards, so it is going to Kaikoui on Friday as well to ask them to contribute as well. So it's all being done together as one.
Thanks, Catherine.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thanks. Did you help her put this together, or did she put it together herself, Catherine?
I helped her with it, but basically I gave them the guidance. I sat with her, and she and Gay have worked through, and we've made sure that we're crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's to make sure that there's no issues with it going there, that all the permissions that are required are done, and that ongoing care and maintenance is covered off by them.
Amazing.
I'd like to suggest, and I know it's not my place, that we give her an extra $200 for personal costs. Like, all of this coordination has come out of her aoha, really. And she's doing Te Hiku a favour, just suggesting.
Are you talking about maybe 6,500?
Oh, whatever, 200, yeah, that's a good idea. For her personal costs and doing all, but she hasn't claimed a cent, has she?
So we have an amendment of 6,500?
Yeah. It's a nice gesture.
Yep. Agree. Yeah.
Any further discussion on that?
Good idea. Yeah.
All in favour?
Aye.
So the next one is actually not it's just the fact that they want to use the $6,000. Well, this is the Graham Bingle Foundation in terms 3 and 4, that we must have allocated that back in March 24, wasn't it?
I remember that.
Oh, was that last year that they used it in terms 3 and 4? Or is it going to be this year?
Through the chair, my apologies. It was March of this year that you granted them the funding, but they've come back and they've advised that term 3 and 4 will no longer be able to go ahead. They're having to withdraw. They don't have the resources to be able to do it completely. And they also were unsuccessful in some of their funding applications for terms 1 and 2. So they're still holding that 6,000 that you granted them, and they're asking if they can use it to cover the other costs for the funding they did not receive for terms 1 and 2.
Oh, because it doesn't. Oh, okay.
Can I ask a question for Sarah?
Yes.
So, did they actually do the Kiwi Can project for terms 1 and 2
Yes.
in Te Hiku?
Yes.
Okay.
But not at all the schools.
So what?
Not at all of the schools.
Yeah. So
No,
what
because
part
they
of the funding did
rotate
they not
backwards.
use?
The whole
So-
6,000.
The whole 6,000, because that was for terms 3 and 4.
Okay,
And
I'm with
terms 1 and 2, they were actually granted last year, I believe. I'd have to
Oh,
check.
okay.
And how much was that last year?
One moment, I need to look it up. No, yes, 2020. I'm just going to mute while I have a look on this 1 second.
I don't know much about this entity.
Okay, now I've got to make sure it's the right board because they've gone to both boards. In September 2024, you granted them $3,000, and that was for terms 1 and 2. And then in
And how much
March,
was that, Catherine?
that was $3,000 on the 17th of September 2024, and that was for terms 1 and 2. And then on the 18th of March this year, you granted them $6,000 for terms 3 and 4.
Well, then I would suggest that we give them 3,000 of the 6,000, which makes 6 in total,
I would second that.
and they give us back 3. Because in theory, we're giving them $9,000 for terms 1 and 2.
Yes.
So I say we let them keep 3 and give back 3. That makes 6,000 for term 1 and 2, which is what we were prepared, I think was fair. And that could cover their costs. We don't want to be giving $9,000 for a term 1 and term 2 project.
No. I'll second. Oh, you went hard. Right, that's money.
Yeah.
So,
No,
We've got a long way
You're
to go.
moving, Rachel.
We wouldn't
Rachel.
give $9,000 for 2 terms. No, we wouldn't give $9,000 for 2 terms.
No, sure.
so you've got Rachel's
Set a precedent.
Okay. All in favour?
Aye.
Thank you.
That's it.
Done.
So we now on to GPC. It's 41, 42. So I'll move it. Do we have a second, please? Yeah. Just in my report, I've been getting a lot of flack about the 10.95% rate rise.
Yeah.
And also a lot of flack about the open street.
Which street?
Main Street.
Like I said, in an area that some of those RFSs have been in
She's getting a lot of flack about the main street.
for the, which Josh Kirby has sort of gone back to he has those mayor meetings, and he said nothing happened since November.
Have the staff been employed yet? I'm not actually sure. Because when, is it Victoria Nikki left?
Yes.
He would be the one who answers all those arguments. And then, I'm not actually sure who else has been.
When the staff seems to change like monthly.
But I did send out an email and I gave sort of like a bit of, like a, I don't know, perhaps an option that the traffic calming outside Salvation Army is the problem, because when the rain comes down, it goes into the garden and the water's got to go somewhere, so it goes under the road, and that's why the road's sinking. So there's got to be another option there that they could take the plants out and concrete it over, or get rid of it all and put it in other traffic calming. I don't know when they actually get around to resealing the main street and sorting the road out, because it's sinking in not one place but several places.
There's the current stormwater project that's happening along Commerce Street. You would have seen the old Pack and Save cycle with all the stormwater pipes. So I'm not actually sure if it's going to be laid in that area. I would ask Bev to send an email. Maybe we should do it. It's a good thing. Just to ask where the stormwater is going to be.
I thought it was really on West Lane down that area.
So I know that they're doing works for wastewater.
Yeah.
So that's the one that's going down Finette's Road. But I'm not sure where the stormwater is going on in the Commerce Street area exactly. Because when I walked down the main street on one really bad day that it was raining and no ball, water was coming through awnings,
Yeah.
through the awnings onto the concrete. And so you've got outside electrical connections,
Yeah.
water running straight like deluges of water.
When you think about those overhead things,
Yeah.
some of those have been there since I was a kid and probably had never had maintenance done on them. You think about all that weight up there. That's a lot of it's drains, like the drain, internal gutterings.
So the awnings over shops is the shopkeeper's responsibilities. Not from the council.
You wouldn't walk under some of them
Yeah.
No.
while it was raining because you'd get wet.
And the extra weight too, because of the leaks. We had the same problem not only with the fact that in the end we had to pull some down,
Yeah.
that were just too dangerous, and we also had to put extra supports.
I'm just writing the email now.
Oh, that's good, because you would have seen my email this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just has to go through to the people to give us, and I've asked them for a map.
Yeah. And I asked for a timeline as well, so I really do need this dealt with because I'm getting so many
Also the
complaints.
stormwater issue outside the grounds and RCA.
Yes,
It's outside Salvation Army.
Oh, I just said, yeah.
So the stormwater issue between two properties up Oakville Road in the town area, and I found out it was actually a civil matter, so I wasn't sure, so I needed to ask that question, so that's all done.
There's no land drainage areas up there.
And then we need to talk about the Remembrance Park
Yes, please.
replacement on the Memorial Centre. So John sent us out.
Yeah, I had I've got a letter actually, but it didn't actually say much. It was just about a chap called Ray Beatson come to see me, and he had a plaque that they wanted to put on the backside of
Above the trees.
Yeah, with all the people that actually made it happen back in the day. There's a few of them that Phil Cross, a few of them have passed away now. And I suppose I was just asking, how do we go about that? You know, I think it's our decision at the end of the day.
Yeah, probably is, and then you just have to, you've got it at your work.
It's only it's the same size as an A4.
Yeah.
It's a nice plaque. I suppose Adele had mentioned, you know, there was a lot of other people that worked on that at the same time, but they were the main working group that she restored the Angel and brought it over from the other reserve and all that.
Yeah.
How do we what do we do?
My suggestion was that this plaque goes actually underneath the other plaque where all the other working group and people that dealt with it, because 30 years down the track, if you put it on the back, people will say, well, who are they? Those people. It doesn't really say very much. So I think really it needs to go underneath the main plaque.
Yeah.
So that it tells the story properly, that these were the people. Yeah. So that's just my view. There is a space underneath the main plaque. It's on the left-hand side.
Yeah, so it's actually on the front then, isn't it?
Yes.
The main part.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, that's just my view.
Makes sense.
That tells
Yeah, they're just a random bunch.
Shall I take it there, take a photo? Do we have to, so what do we do? Do we have to put it in our next minutes and make a...
The RSA all fine with it, eh? And he's from the RSA, isn't he?
Oh, Ray lives in Auckland now.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
What is it? To get a response from staff?
So
Yeah,
we go about.
How do we go about actually doing it?
I'll write another email. I'm on your bed today.
Well, it's just a matter of sticking it.
Take a photo, John.
Where it's going to be put, just
Yeah,
the
we
event
need
of
to
the RSA and then
No, it's not They're agreed, it's not their place, it's our.
Okay.
But it would be
it's our
nice
decision.
just
So it would be
to,
nice. Stops all the,
For the RSA.
just take a photo, I think, John, and then we could take
I
that.
sent a photo out.
Oh, where it's going to be.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'll go down and actually
Yeah, hold it there.
hold it there and
Yeah,
take a photo and make sure
okay.
it works for everyone.
okay, that'll be good.
And then just get somebody to do it. How much is it going to cost? Not much, surely.
I'm sure someone like Jodie Hunter would do it for us
Yeah.
from Stone Club.
Installation.
I don't think he'd charge us something like that.
You can just attach the photo to this email.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Also meant to be because Beth has put through an RFS for it and it's been sent to Ribbon, the GM that district facilities sits under. So it's sitting with him at the moment and they can do that, but they'll work bring up with the spring reports.
Oh my God, if they just approve it, we'll do it ourselves.
Oh, yeah, that'll take 3 months.
It's been some solutions too, because they found an old minutes where the mark was being put on, but that was actually the original. They were talking about the wrong one. Yeah, they said, oh, we've actually done this, but that's the original part. Yeah, no.
So I think we could just about get this done.
Yes.
As long as we.
Just check with the community, make sure they're all
Put out at the next meeting. And we'll have a look to see what that part looks like underneath the
Yep,
main one.
I'll do that.
Yeah,
I should have
and then
done
we
that
can just
already.
make a decision then, get it done. And then it's done in our term then. So
In RSA, happy will be
yeah, well,
happy.
I'll
Good on
them because it's really there's only one, there's nobody, there's only two, I think, still living from that mark. And that's Ray Beatson and who's the other one?
Oh, Richie Tafe.
From Richie Tate.
Oh, wow.
No, yes, there's Arthur Simeon.
Arthur Simeon
He's
was,
Okay.
So that's the
Thank you.
I can talk to the RSA anyway.
Well, we just need it. If we don't do something, no, it's good. I love it. Keep claiming
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got to, we've got to do it.
Actions,
in
actions,
because
yeah.
we don't. Yeah. None of us might be not shared anything. Anyway, any further discussion from my report? That question. Thank you. So we're on to go.
Yeah, take it as read. Right at the end of my report, I said I'd report fully on September. What I'm doing at the moment is working with 8 of my ratepayer groups, making sure that all what's on their agenda I can record and either pass on, which it seems I'm passing the ball to me at this stage, so that whoever gets it hits the ground running.
Yes.
And like I brought up earlier, there's issues at Hiku that would have to be approached carefully, and will probably require council policy to look at policy in terms of if you're looking at divesting pools, etc., etc. New policy might have to be drawn up there. But otherwise, yeah, everyone's got issues, but we've had some major wins, Marine Place, a few other bits and pieces, and that's good. So thoroughly enjoyable. Yeah. That's me.
Thank you. John.
I'm just having a sort of banging my head against the wall with the digital sign issue still, Felicity. You know, and at the moment it's with management, so apparently, because Ruben's away, so I'm still waiting for that meeting. Because I did say to them, I can't understand how you're now taking, it's your responsibility, it's your asset, and you're expecting a non-for-profit KBA to come up with the money to fix it. It's not going to work. They don't make any money on their efforts. It basically covers the lady's cost that sells them. They make a little bit, but it's never going to
Well, if you
compare
can
with.
get a decision, or whatever the response from management and a price,
Yep.
then we can move a notice of motion in council, because this is just taking far too long. And if there's operational,
Yeah,
not be.
Josh has a price now from
You've
Labour.
got it?
Yep.
Okay, I haven't
Pretty sure.
seen that.
No, I haven't seen it either, but I'm pretty sure he does.
So we can move a notice of motion about it at the council meeting.
What about? Oh, what digital sign? Where?
Oh, the
In
one,
town?
the one opposite in the main street.
Oh, yes.
So, opposite my work. It was
Oh,
paid
yes.
for by the Hiku Revitalisation Fund.
Yeah.
All of those assets are meant to be now council assets. It's got a faulty power line, and council are saying it's KBA's, Koro Business Association's responsibility, but it's not.
Well, if you
It
can
cannot be.
email that through, then we can follow up. And
You know, there's a lot of safety notices that go on that thing. There's a lot of, say, conserve water. It's a community. It was there for a community notice board.
So Marissa has an update on that, but she's going to take it offline.
okay.
Okay, so is there anything else, John?
No, thank you.
Darren?
I'm sorry, I thought I had 4 requests in, so they must be in for the next one. I did put them through, they must have gone through late. I haven't been quite with it since I've come out of hospital. I have to tell you that. I'm struggling today. So I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Thanks, Darren.
Cheryl?
Just out of interest, I had a man approach regarding an RFS for palm trees in the Pepper's Beach estate. And they were causing a problem. What happened was that presumably as a resource consent condition, they were told to plant trees. They planted these palm trees and they look very nice, but they're 60 foot tall or 20 metres tall, and now the dead branches fall off them into people's properties.
Yeah.
And so he is actually going to come up with what he hopes is a solution, in that council may pay for some maintenance and the residents may be prepared to pay for other, part of the maintenance. So just worth noting that when conditions are imposed, well, maybe you need to look a bit further down the line as to what the result may be. They don't want to cut the trees down. They're quite nice looking trees, but at the same time, they don't want to be ever picking up big fronds that come off council's trees on council's reserves. So there was just that, and the other thing was...
I'm sorry, Bayside Drive, did you say?
Yes, Bayside.
Yeah, Cooper's Beach Estate, whatever.
Yeah, the one down to the beach.
Ruben came and gave a very good presentation with all the staff for the last meeting, as we all know. Since then, I've seen quite a few Facebook posts in particular regarding a dog problem in Kaitaia, and I know people tend to not take the best point of view, but they're saying that dog control people are taking a long time to not responding sufficiently quickly. Whether they are or not, it's probably worth somebody having a look at. And the other thing was the museum committee or trust had an event last week, which was a very good one. It was about the 40th anniversary of the Rainbow Warrior. They showed a documentary of how the what happened and how it was scuttled and everything, and how the memorial was built. It was very interesting. And I think the exhibition's still on this week in the museum if anybody's got time to have a look. There is also a sign, a new wayfinding sign, because the museum isn't immediately obvious to a lot of people who come into the atrium. So with the help of Yahoo, there's a nice big sign there, and it's got a big anchor, the serval anchor on it. As a result of that signage being installed, the painting of Dave Seacole and Pete Smith has been removed for now. I understand some people have complained about it, but it is going to be replaced as soon as a site is agreed to. So,
Manukau Marae, would they take it there?
no, it's going to be in Te Ahi still in the atrium. So I'm not sure whether it's going to be on the wall over there or where's the best place, most prominent place for it.
And can I just speak to Cheryl?
And just one thing, can I raise something I could mention too, please? Thank you.
About the dog control, at our last KBA meeting, they've got a real issue. The Wayfarer has a real issue with the neighbour. Yeah, and I think it's they need to change the bylaw to actually have control to do something. So I'm not. Apparently, they cannot go on that property, and there's doubts. They want to change because it's a commercial property.
Yes.
They want to change that you can only have one or two dogs, instead of 5 or 6, I think.
Oh,
They're right next to the Wayfarer Motel, and there's actually you can actually see the complaints from people that stay there if you go on to TripAdvisor or something. The dogs are just barking and fighting and blah, blah, blah. So, I just wanted to bring that up because I know there's an RFS from Josh Kirby, the chair of KBA as well, but nothing seems to be happening at the moment.
So the manager contacted me. I suggested that she contact the KBA as well, just to see if there are other issues in the business district, and also to make a submission to the Keeping of Animals bylaw. Steve McNally is also aware of it as well and sent an email around. There's been 400 submissions to the Keeping of Animals bylaw, and we've already asked 4 times about when the hearings will be. But Roger said that it's not anytime soon. I don't know. Don't know why it's taken so long, because the submissions went out some time ago, months ago. Yeah.
It's pretty sad because we don't have a lot of hotels, motels, hotels, things like that. And one of them is getting all these complaints.
So we can't do anything about it until the bylaw is, enacted if the numbers reduce. But you can in the bylaw reduce the numbers.
Rachel.
So I wasn't at the last meeting, but I did listen online. I had lots of people contact me about the Main Street as well. And also someone contacted me about the back of Te Ahu. They've skidded down the little bank up onto the footpath, cracked a hip. And so anyway, I've been working with Mark, and we're going to put stairs in closest to the child centre. I've taken photos, and he agreed, and because the council's like, it's not our problem, and the regional council's like, well, it's not ours, and it's not actually on Te Ahu land. But Te Ahu have decided that they'll put some stairs in. It's only low down that area. It's not going to cost that much, and just for the good of the community, they're going to sort of donate some stairs so that you can go from the car park through a non-parking zone up the stairs onto the walkway, and away you go. So that's been a great, quick resolution to that. And I've been attending the Top Energy Consumer Panel meetings, which I've been sending the notes to you guys. Quite interesting how our power's worked out, the charges and stuff like that. So, interesting there. That's all on my list. Oh, and the town square maintenance looks a bit.
Geez, I can't believe that grass coming through that.
But that group,
Astro too.
That group volunteered.
Oh, Carrie.
To take care of it. They would have done such a good job. Yeah. I'm struggling to know why they weren't allowed to.
They were told that we were told that they couldn't do it because it wasn't
city care.
Yeah, but
the city care would be doing it.
No.
We should just tell them.
You ought to see the grass coming through the Astro too.
We just need, some of us just need to get down there and pull it out. It won't take long to do.
Yeah, but
I think you need to spray it, otherwise you're going to rip.
Yeah, you'll rip holes. We're getting the same with the pump tracks. Grass going through the map. We've got it in our own sample in our person for that. Sorry, Rachel.
No, but they build a roundabout, don't weed mat it, don't do anything, chuck some bark on it, put some plants in it, and then no one can maintain it.
So KBA have had a positive letter from Pack and Save. KBA has approached Pack and Save, J Sharp, I think, and McDonald's to share the cost on actually making that roundabout a little bit more, like more grasses and less weed. So that that crowd that did all the gardens, what are they called?
Like Karere.
No, the Wahine Wild.
Yep,
Yeah.
they're going to do it. So they gave
Nice.
KBA a quote, and yes, Peck and Save are going to come to the party and they contribute,
Yeah.
and hopefully the other two as well.
Nice.
Just feeding off John too, we've got the same issue with only looking at all our planters, restanding those at the moment, and trying to get a working group on that. But again, if we need to call on Wahine, we will, and working with Susie too.
Maybe it would be nice to, through the KBA and Community Board, and I could organise it, but maybe have a spring clean of the town. You know, we did all the rubbish, the pick up. Oh, remember the clean up so rain? You had your chainsaws. It was great.
And I had to tip a truck.
Yeah. But maybe we could organise that. I mean, it was a terrible day. Like, we were soaked. But maybe we could organise that with KBA and do a kairau spring clean.
Yeah.
Because it just gives a good vibe as well. Like, if you really get into it,
Ready for Christmas.
Trying to organise our time, same as you guys.
So we can have put that on. Yeah,
We'll write that down.
with KBA to do that. Can we mention that at their next meeting?
Nice. Yeah.
So September is spring. September, October.
Yeah.
Maybe October when it's a little bit more settled, and we can just cruise into summer nice and clean.
And hopefully the shades will be back.
And let's get a whole pile of flags to go up the main street on our flagpoles.
Oh my gosh.
That we're not allowed.
Don't tell everyone.
We won't. We'll just put them up.
No, they've already done their application.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Just on, there's been a number of matters raised from the board here about the keeping the town tidy with the city care contract. So that's been a common issue across the district. It's been raised about the staff and how we monitor and keep the contractor accountable. Because a lot of things weren't being mowed more frequently enough. There hasn't been the spraying or the keeping tidy of a lot of spaces. In particular, it's been raised about a lot of the work that was done in the Tiku Master Plan and actually the maintenance requirements that City Care haven't been doing. So there's a yearly review of the contract that's been done, and that's through Ruben Department, Ruben Garcia. I'm not sure who the staff member is yet, but we're going to have a workshop, is it, with them, and it's going to be brought to the council as well because it's a common theme across the district, and really we need to make sure that our agreement with the contractor is fit for purpose and they're fully aware of their responsibilities and we're fully aware of what our expectations are to meet. Keep them accountable.
I don't understand it. They're a full-blown company. You shouldn't have to be chasing around, keeping them accountable like their children.
Well, we do have staff as well that are there to monitor and follow up with the contractor.
I've spoken to one of the contractors, I won't mention names, and they've been, as far as I know, they've been instructed, they've been mowing these things for years. Oh no, you don't mow that anymore. Well, it's not on the list. And they're like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it's maintenance that has to be done.
So was the contract not right? Was it not listed? Was it not?
Well, what happened with our board, you might remember, there was a gentleman, Mr. Norton, and he came to 3 workshops with our board. We identified which reserves, the levels of service for each reserves, as well as we talked about the toilet standards and rubbish, etc. We outlined that to him. He was writing the contract because he had previously done work for recreational services or something of that nature in another council. He left. And then I think the contractor actually doesn't include all the work that Graham had done because it's really evident that a lot of things we brought up are not being done. And the same issue has been brought up from other, areas of the district. I think a lot of the people that were part of that contract being signed operationally are not here anymore. But Victoria's left, and now I don't know who the new people will be, but we need to make sure that, number one, the contractor isn't paid unless it's been done. Number two, there was a clause for penalties as well. So basically, if the work isn't done, we need to ensure that the staff keep them accountable and are monitoring and altering it correctly. Because that's been the same issue we've had with our roads up there as well. Basically monitoring the contracts and making sure that the work is done before the contractor is paid. Which in the private sector you would do, but I'm not sure it's been done for our council, particularly to the standard that we want, which is embarrassing, really. So,
It is.
So is the contract correct?
Do you believe that
I don't
actually in the contract?
I don't think the details are correct.
We
They're
haven't
just
seen
saying,
a
well,
copy.
it's not on the contract, so we're not doing it. And they'd be well within their rights to
Yeah.
say that.
Well, Adele and I were given the contract when we asked for a copy of it, and so we went to the recreational services depot in Waipapa and saw the people in person.
Yeah.
Because we were so frustrated about nothing happening. Basically they said that, they've got the list in the contract, and then we need to talk to the council staff. And
Yes.
so,
Some of the things that we discussed before weren't in the contract because they showed us, didn't they? And
So they could just say, well, it's not in the contract, so you can't penalise us because we ain't doing that.
No, you can't.
we haven't seen a copy of the contract. And I did ask for him at the last council meeting.
and we weren't given a copy of what was signed as part of any council meetings, but or, at all. But we told our CEO that there's only one person that was council employed, so still really disappointed with it and frustrating.
It is. So they're supposed to be coming to the council meeting, the next, the August council meeting, is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Pretty clear.
yeah, and the general manager of that area, who was there when the contract was signed, is no longer here as well. So
They can give you a copy.
one would think, particularly the list of the areas that have been mowed and maintained, so that we should be setting the levels of it,
Exactly.
which is what we did with Brandon. So that's a key issue. Council, obviously the rates rise. I think one of the frustrations from the community is that there's the two separate aspects. One is the general rate, and then one is the targeted rates. And I don't think it was made clear, and I did raise this, that what the exact increase is for the targeted rates.
So if
Because
you
they
can
just
make
say-
it clear what the targeted rates are on this meeting so that people know what is the targeted rates.
So target rates are sewerage, water, stormwater, basically any reticulated services. There's also our ward rate, which is the delegations to our community board, and we've got one of the lowest ward rates in the district. So the 10.95% increase relates the staff in response to my question said that it was across the board, and then they gave a pie chart because I said, well, that's not transparent enough. They did a breakdown in a pie chart that they said they would do cons on that actually looked at every dollar of ratepayers and how they apportion that to the different activities, which does sort of make it easier. But then I asked them to break that down into general rates as one and then targeted rates as the other, because not all people have connections.
Yeah, they just get their rates bill and think, oh, my rates have gone up 300%. Yeah.
So interrelated with that is the local water's done well. We had the meeting about that. So those assets will move off our balance sheet to a CCO. So that means that there will be quite a big change for the council operations. And instead of there being a bill from our council going forward, it could be from the CCO, like and they have water care. There's been a district-wide rate, I think, $200,000, approximately $200,000 for the operational costs of the new waters entity, and that's our percentage they did it on a population basis across the whole country. But the costs for Three Waters are going to go up quite a lot over the next coming few decades. Rural people who are not connected will not pay. So that is ring fence for only people that are connected to Three Waters. So I'm not actually sure of the total increase that there will be, but there is significant upgrades required across the district for the ageing infrastructure, and that's common across the country as well. But by going with the 3 councils across Northland in the CCO, that means that we'll be able to access the skills and specialisations for those different grading aspects of the infrastructure. But also over time, they're going to look at, they use the word harmonising, where they basically all 3 councils come together so that it's the cost is spread across a higher population. So that Taipara Council Whangarei and Asa doesn't include Auckland in our current model, which the previous government's model did include us with Auckland. So, and the last aspect that interrelates with the Three Waters is development contributions. That was in our last meeting. So there's been a policy tabled. It only relates to the maps that that were in that development contribution policy, because development contributions have to only be charged for growth. And the maps don't include a lot of areas up here, do they?
It doesn't include Hiku at all.
So because they need to have the data to show the growth. And so Kawakawa, Kaipuke and Kirikiri all had maps that included those growth aspects. And then there was a full development contributions policy. So that's going out for submission. It would be good for the board to have a look at that, because we haven't had a development contributions policy since 2016. And it will apply to people that haven't paid development contributions previously. So, yeah, there'll be a lot of scenarios that people might want to ensure they're aware of. And I've had a number of emails already about it and what it means exactly. So that's a bit of an update. Does that mean they don't?
Did you want to comment on something?
Oh, no, I was just going to ask our lovely councillors here to support the traffic calming for Allenbell Drive. Yeah, especially after the recent accident. I've had someone has actually been in my door while we've been here from Allenbell Drive, asking where we're at again. And yeah, so if we how to do it, Felicity, but we need to do it. Where do we find the money?
When you look at that cheaper option for a start off that Adele mentioned,
Yeah, I'm
And it's
sorry, I
just-
need to bring along the
budget provision was moved out of LDP Light and is currently in year 1 of the next program. That's not good enough. It needs to be done now.
We did have a workshop online. Oh, I was online, sorry, and it was about cheap. So, and a local, Dunedin South Island company that provided, what they call the calming furniture. We're thinking of putting 2 up at our kura to slow traffic down, 1 on either side of the kura. People just
Well, if you can
burning
afford it,
past
surely
you.
the council can afford it.
Pardon?
I said, if you can afford it, surely the council can afford it.
Oh, don't really want to go through all the carry on. I see the carry on they do when they're talking about Okaio. Poor kids in Okaio just want to cross the road.
Yeah.
But there's so much money wrapped up in a design or something, a consultant and a this and a that.
But with the cheaper option, there mightn't be as much.
Mm.
So is that you, Felicity?
Yeah.
It's a possible option.
Do you want me to send another email about Ellenborough?
Traffic calming.
Yes.
Well, we've got the proof, you know,
Yeah.
we've got the proof from the speed that it's a danger, and now someone has died.
They do.
Somebody
so
needs
it's
to
a road
be accountable if the work's not done.
with the two islands, so you traffic going through there has to
Because
slow
it's
down.
been a proven
I
safety
knew
issue.
that was going to be 200,000.
Like that speed bump at Waiparakoldi down by the ramp, they're amazing.
They work well.
You know, I lived there for 3 years, and you've got to stop. You've got to slow down. And that's all we need.
And
I
the
can't
same-
see how they. Yeah, same as Apex.
Yeah, same at Taipei, they planed and then they put in those speed humps and you've got to slow down.
They do.
Okay, back to the meeting. So, Hilda.
Oh, kia ora everybody. Just some things that have come up was the North Hokianga Roading Committee, which is, we had some slips from Gabriel, and most of them have been fixed, like Motuti, Whangape, Pangaru, and Pauringa. So most of them have been fixed. There's been some little other residual issues that need to be taken care of, like, use of private land to, repair things, fence to be done. And there was also damage not long after, the Pangaru repairs, which is massive. There was still damage apparent because I don't know whether it's to do with the trucks, pine trucks going through there. Anyhow, from Whangape, they have said that they have asked, where's my notes, that they would like council or the Far North roading providers to consider using locals to fix their own roads. In Pangaru and Whangape, they've got their own quarries. But, for repairing the Whangape, they were actually bringing metal from here, from Pukepoto. So they were saying that they could do a better job in cleaning the culverts, and they're talking about 12 kilometres. That was one take that I've sort of moved on to the new roading group. So issues that have come up in the hearings that I think are relevant to us is Rangitoto. And there seems to be a consistency of themes between Rangitoto and Paihia and Pauerua, where why would you put a blanket heritage overlay over a big wide area when you could really put umbrellas over, important heritage spots. And I think the point that Ian Palmer makes is that where something is declared, where a place is already declared as sites of significance to Māori, you don't need another layer on top because that restricts other users, other farmers from doing other things. So,
But the council's still not listening by the sound of it.
we get caught up in planning process. But anyhow, so that's the issue there. And the other issue in the hearing was there's this old list of things they called Māori sites of significance. Well, Te Aupōuri have been to just about 4 or 5 hearings, and one of the issues was that 41 sites in the old thing from the Manganui County Council were actually labelled as being in the territory, and they didn't say Ngāti Kuri, they said Te Hāpua and Hapu. But, some sites are really obvious, like Te Kau. Te Kau is not Ngāti Kuri area, the cemetery, the church, and all those kind of things. So that's been a big issue because in treaty set, and they're also there about the treaty settlement zone. So why it's really come up is when they wanted to have a CCTV thing happening up there, because this site was listed under Te Hāpua, they had no right to be part of those negotiations or giving permission, etc., etc. And I did see something recently that they're sick of whoever's been vandalising them up there, and they're going to deal to them if they catch them, because it's putting out a whole lot of emergency services. And lastly, Manukau Marae just had the opening of their wharekai. I don't think, so that just happened recently last week, and those are all the only issues I've got. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much. So, no other issues, so all in favour? Aye. So the last one on the list is the resolution report. What is it, 8.2? I'll move it. Do I have a second, please?
Done.
Thank you. For the bylaws, they're going out for it's 4 weeks. Okay, for submission. I think added to the detail. Still haven't heard anything about the footpaths. I don't know if there's anyone there to be able to do a report to bring to the board. I'm not sure. No, at the moment, so they are waiting under the instruction of our own department. Okay. So we've got the museum on there, so that's good. That's those there. Oh, we've got the Allendale traffic coming on our.
So has somebody made a note that it needs more than to be?
Yeah, I've also sent an email to the routing manager just asking if we could do a couple of speed bumps, not the whole thing with the budget restrictions. So there needs to be a staged approach at least. I've included John in the email.
Speed bump.
Oh, speed bump, sorry, I didn't quite hear what
For the element.
So, drainage stuff seems to be on the several places anyway. That's
Just leave it on there, maybe.
Type R placemaking is still on there.
Yep.
And it's still there. Hopefully we can find something. Place to put it. And I think that's about it, really.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else to be added at this point?
Mm.
Do we need to put on the about the KDA not owning their asset and council should be for the signage, sign that's opposite John, the digital sign? Does that need to be on our? Yeah, I think it needs to be there somewhere. Because really it is a council asset that was handed over. It should have been handed over. The council aren't accepting it now. Can we do a resolution about that to go on there? I'll just make a note of that. Added to this resolution. Thank you.
And Darren, I've just seen an email about Waterfront Road and using those baskets that the Game Fish Club are using for the repair
I've
solution.
got photos of the Game Fish Club finished if you want to have a look at them.
Well, you can reply to my email and include the photos. That would be great. Yeah. Thank you.
Is there anything else to be added? No. All in favour?
Aye. Closing period.
So, close the meeting with the closing karakia. Who would like to put their hand up?
Elga.
E te kaihanga ngā mea katoa tiaki pai e nei tanga te hoki ana ki te kāinga. Nā manaakitanga i rungi a tātou katoa i roti tēnei rūma a rātou e roana i tēnei wā kia pai te roanga o tēnei rā. Aio, kia ora.
Thank you.